be seeing that all of my goals today have nothing to do with my goals for life. I'm chasing the sun and I'm living a dream.
Mr. Rogers in the neighborhood. It's early morning and I'm feeling good. The sun is shining on me like it should. I feel like Rogers in the, I'm Mr. Rogers in the, Mr. Rogers in the neighborhood. It's early morning and I'm feeling good. That sun is shining on me like it should. Ain't got no worries and I'm feeling good. Summer's on me like a backpack, I'm full of love and I'm feeling good. When I get the time, I'ma find a place where I settle down, get fertile ground. But for now, I'ma enjoy the summer. Dog days, no bummer. Poolside with a lover. I'm gonna find me a place I promise. Chasing the sun if I'm honest. Wanna be singing that all of my goals today have nothing to do with my goals for life. I'm chasing the sun and I'm living a dream, you know what I mean? Celebrate a day. I'm Mr. Rogers in the neighborhood. It's early morning and I'm feeling good. The sun is shining on me like it should. I feel like Rogers in the, I'm Mr. Rogers in the, Mr. Rogers in the neighborhood. It's early morning and I'm feeling good. That sun is shining on me like it should. Ain't got no worries and I'm feeling good.
What's happening, y'all? Welcome to the neighborhood. I'm rapfredrogers. My goal is to help artists grow and connect. Now, the normal focus of this show is to help artists level up who are more like developing and help people get to the point where they're making mistake-free music. And if you want to drop a rating as we go along, we consider a perfect score a 5. We use a 5-star system. That would mean you would actually like add this to a playlist or share it with a friend, which is good to let people know. All right, so as is tradition, let's get it cracking. Cheers, y'all. Oh, and let us know your background for any artists who might be featured and who are listening in. Let us know, where you from. And when your track comes up, drop your socials in the chat so people can find them later. All right. Well, let's just get it cracking right off the bat. Here we go with Wishing on a Star.
Wishing on a star that I win. Wishing on a star that I blow. Trying to find my life with this pen. The ink is running out as I go. They be like, what you mean? It's more like what you need. Every passing day I think making it's more like make-believe. Write my life in margin so one day soon everybody sees. But I'm still in the same position I was in 2016. I'm not saying I'm the greatest, just and let's not be naive. And I'm not saying I'm deserving of anyone else's seat. But let's not act like in the winner's circle there's no room for me. When we all see there's clearly vacancies in almost all these seats. I know I'm better than many my music counterparts. I know this forever, this ain't no string lost in our art. I know the passages reach for light as I peek through dark. Masquerades in these shades, I know my story's false. I lost the truth back in my youth, back when it planted seeds. I burnt the roots, now there's no use inside these knowledge trees. I follow suit just like the roots and hats and make it leave. Now I'm standing here remembering what it had taught to me. Wishing on a star that I win. Wishing on a star that I blow. Trying to find my life with this pen. The ink is running out as I go.
Ran out of things that I wanted to write. So from this point forward, I be speaking on my real life. Was in the darkness, but I done found the light. Just know, I know exactly what it feel like. Back a decade when I was a teen, I thought by 25 I'd achieve all of my dreams. A couple scholarships from D1 teams. I could break into the politics, but how should I spend the time between? Went to law school, T14, new chapter. Focused on the now, not what's after. Pretty good at everything except the things that matter. It's the good in chasing dreams. If your finish coming faster than you ever could. Will your dreams disappear when you gone for good? Wishing on a star, maybe one day I would stand up where the stars stood. On that day it will be all good. Till then I'll keep on grinding cause I still ain't the best. Still got some things I wanna get off my chest. I guess that explains why I ain't been getting no rest. Been in the lab busy building up on this tech. Yeah. Wishing on a star that I win. Wishing on a star that I blow.
Yeah.
Trying to write my life with this pen.
Yeah.
The ink be running out as
They
it
taught me growing up that this is what I gotta be. Go to school at 22, at 25 you'll need a bride and be. Settle down at 30 with your kids and your family. Career when you hit 40, work that job like modern slavery. 25 more years, I'm 65 and they'll retire me. Then I'll die in retirement once society's grown tired of me. I mean, what am I living for? I was told that there'd be more, but now I'm lying on the floor and contemplating, what are my options? Does it matter anymore? I tried to bring these dreams to life, but now they're up for adoption. My life is not an auction, not selling you my dreams, but I might be selling out. Cause all these different options are becoming different outcomes. Sick of all the nonsense that's been gnawing in my conscience. Like damn, cause like I've lost it and maybe I have. Maybe you'll play me a trap, maybe just take me, I'm trapped. Feels like I'm caged in the bed, trapped in the corner of POW soldier. 151 rum, I'm tortured. Sometimes I wish they aborted before I could have been born. Now I pray to the Lord, please save me from the darkness and show me your warm, yeah, hey. Wishing on a star that I win. Wishing on a star that I blow. I try to fill my life with this pen, but the ink is running out as I go.
Yee! Alright, kicking things off, Wishing on a Star by JusLegacy, Jove, and Jesse the Wildman. Produced by Benjo. I believe we got Jesse the Wildman in the chat. Welcome to the neighborhood, fam. Shout out to Awesome Antoine and July, kind of regulars for our normal kind of live stream. Shout out to you guys. Good to see you as always. Daniel Sidnick, Synchrono Beats. I know you're featured up on here too. Oh man, we're starting to get it in. All right, we'll see people probably pop in as we get going too. 4.5 out of 5 from Awesome Antoine, so that's already a near perfect score. We could be stingy with our 4s and our 5s, so that's pretty fucking impressive. So I immediately like how the beat builds into the preview of the hook, and then the drums fall in, followed by closely by that first verse. That's good song structure, and it helps intrigue the listener to be engaged. The first artist has an amazing and very accessible rap voice. Percussion wise, I think the jingle bell layer was really effective. You don't always hear that. I like that. But I also think it's important that you didn't let it ride too long without kind of switching it up throughout the track. That was wise. There was frequent deconstruction of the drums and a really nice break around 40 seconds in. That was smart. Kind of just keeps the listener engaged. The primary guitar riff melody is amazing. And I think the vocal sample that's mixed into the beat was a really important choice as well. That first rapper comes off that drum break strong with some quality introspective bars and an increase in attitude and microphone presence. So great writing and delivery there. And that's supported by the piano chord layer that drops in as well. And the new horn layers, I love that horn layer. You really have my attention by that point in the song. Catchy and well-written hook. I think that's a real strength here, safe to say. I like how the drums drop out for the hook. The next artist has a complementary but very different sounding voice that creates great auditory contrast, which is great for listener engagement. And, that happens once again, that, continuous contrast for the third verse. So strong, well-rounded verses all around for this one. The subject matter for this track is kind of on that artist hunger, which so many developing artists have. We know that feeling. So it makes sense as an intro track. I don't know how y'all feel in the chat. If there's any downside, it might resonate more for other musicians than the casual listener, but that's fine. I think it was pretty well-rounded all around. Let's see how we're thinking in the chat. All right, let's keep it moving. We got plenty of fire to cover here. I mean, how much more could you maximize the beat would be the question, right? And I don't really see how that could be possible, to be honest. That was a pretty good fucking well-rounded home run. So, this track is also a good blend of hip-hop, classic hip-hop elements combined with like contemporary appeal. It sounds fresh, which can actually be really hard to pull off though. So shout out to everyone for that. All right, let's see how it goes with the next one. Here we go with Enough.
Tap me up, BT.
Wake up in the morning like, man, I'm gon' go be great. Redder than the stones, I'm familiar with my fate. Overcoat told me first date that she seen I had what it take to fall away from phonies, fakes, the politicians and the hate. Focus on myself, maybe then I'll grow, but shit you never know. No prophecies are certain, anytime we close the curtain. Still I carry on, knowing I'ma make it, so I'm working with the thoughts to finish closing it. I've been heavy hurting, I've been stressed out, got no reason, blame it on the season. Go to be the best out, please don't hit me unless you need me. I've been busy, I've been working, this ain't easy, it just look like that. Going to the game just to put it right back, just if I can, cause I'm good like that. And it came right back. Invited the apple, ain't never enough. Check out the score, we running it up. Got what I need, I'll be in touch. I want it all, I'm in a rush. Roll to the top, I gotta go. Head on the swivel, I've been on my toes. Still in the shelf, soul never sold. Whole lot of secrets, still never told. Phase accompanying me to the grave. Still got some souls that I wanted to say. I can't walk a path that's already paved. Get that out my way, stay on my pace, I'ma make it one day. Hitting the ridge, but ain't no time to waste. Ain't enough time in the day. Ain't gonna let it slip away. Gotta focus on yourself, the only way to get you paid. Would've been gave up if I cared about what people say. Ain't enough time in the day. Ain't enough time in the day. Ain't enough time in the day. Ain't enough time in the day.
How many friends of mine did you have to talk to? No, I'm not scared if we gotta argue. But shoot, I don't know about that. If we politic now, you a Hillary, win that. Fumbling the balls and you tryna omit that. Save your own asshole, yeah, I respect that. Please don't signal no virtues. You think it's my bad that I had to speak up then? Haha, I don't know about that one. Back then though, I thought I was the bad one. Couple months past, having trouble with your mask on. Where the fuck all y'all gonna drag now? My name's in the mud in the rat house. Out chillin' at the same as your dad's now. Don't call this harassment, just stay locked up down in your basement. You should know that work is more than worth it. Don't you go and curse it. Love is what we build, we need it perfect. Say you're sorry, dog, and don't rehearse it. Who you think is better for your trust? Me, who back you up, but no one does. Message me, you doing good. You said what's up, I said what's up. I know what's up, but motherfucker, you should know what's up with me. If you sorry, don't play that shit with me. Then the words that he did, get on my dick, get on my dick. 40 my hip, let on my clip. Can a bit, word on my split. Animal, look what I did. Know what I did though.
Yee! Enough by Jove and Shuoshuo, produced by AT. I love the cadence and flow for the first artist. Very contemporary and professional sounding in my opinion. The approach is smooth and chill, yet still retains a swag and energy that kind of reminds me of like a Reason. So, you know, some sort of like TDE artist, for example, which is a compliment. That's something we've talked about in the past as something to strive for, this kind of balance between slower songs but still having some attitude, some angst, some energy in your flow, which can be challenging for some developing artists. So this is a good example of that. It's hard to teach that balance. And it's cool because the beat has that same kind of energy, right? Awesome low-end layers in this beat as well. Great flow change halfway through the first verse. That was important. Simple but effective rhyme schemes, but they didn't seem stale or repetitive. You know, sometimes that can be hard to do. Nice use of negative space in this track. Lots of cool like stops and breaks, just small ones, but that kind of variability is critical. Very good vocal delivery and writing. Cool transition into the second verse. The second verse has solid bars. It's definitely well written. Also has nice flow change halfway through, so some diversity in flows is very important for listener engagement. Awesome inflection showcased by both artists. This is a great example of what dynamic inflection of your voice can do for you. And that's more important than ever nowadays, it seems. Lots of innovation happening in that regard, right? If we think about what's hot. And no hook for this one. It's rare that I feel like a track doesn't need at least some kind of hook, but I don't think I was left wanting one. I don't know how y'all feel in the chat about that. So I think it was, it was all good. Let's see what we got here. Hey, Pops, welcome to the neighborhood. Shout out. Yeah, man, we got some fire flame emojis. We're still warming up. We're still getting the stream going here. All right, cool, man. Well, let's see what else we got from this Making Hip Hop community. Want to shout out the Making Hip Hop community and all the mods and everyone else who's on there, man. There's some real talented people over there. So, I think during this lockdown, and, interestingly enough, this whole live stream started during the lockdown in response to the lockdown. It kind of, maybe focused a lot of creative energies, but it takes a while to polish things up. So maybe we're just starting to see the fruits of those labors just now. All right, here we go. So next up, we got Promethazine.
I can get what you wantin'. Yeah, I got a few options. Still I'm here being honest. No more discussions. I think it's time to fuck it up. You got them lining up, but I'm not like them. I'm not your friends. Yeah, I'm cool, but you ice cold. I'm cold when you play these fools. Quiet down, I'ma play my role. Yeah, I'm getting drinks for two. That don't mean that it's for me and you. Greedy, you just want it all. When you know I'm broke, still I got your attention. At least it's something. They just spend money, but we be fucking. Tell me it's nothing. I know what you did last summer. Spending all your time with me in my cabana, baby girl. You just want the world. All I got right now is $7 and some change. So when I make it, I really hope we stay the same. So for now, all I really gotta say is, I'm watching, I can get what you wantin'. Yeah, I got a few options, still I'm here being honest. No more discussions, I think it's time to fuck it up. You got them lining up, but I'm not like them.
Mainstream's public, ride my gumption. Fly by something till we whole world stuntin'. Hold up. You know what I'm talking about, baby. Bustin'. Tired of the simping, you can tell I'm different. They be so persistent, but the shots they take are missing. A different animal, our direction is tangible, our tension palpable, their attempts are laughable. Ain't froze up, ain't tricking like the rest, but I'm sewed up. Make it feel the best, play the bone thugs. Chop it up and screw like it's slowed up. And you know I got my team, fly by, not the mainstream. Cut the second string for the main queen. Lean on me, Promethazine. Sidewind, have a fine time. Hop on board, I design mine like a fine wine or a fine rhyme. That's a nice spread, time to fine dine. I'm a fine time, you be missing me. Not all mine, but you meant to be. Sound sweet like a symphony, gon' come around like rotisserie. Don't get the picture, I could be a mister. Stuck on you like a fixture. I don't care about your sister, so you know just where I stay. Fly on through to the bay, jet set, turn the page, then see tide pools and Taipei, yeah.
You know I'm watching, I can get what you wantin'. Yeah, I got a few options, still I'm here being honest. No more discussions, I think it's time to fuck it up. You got them lining up, but I'm not like them.
Trouble is a brew, 13 cooking up the stew. I've been fiending for the truth. Self-validation needed, so I put the noose on my old thoughts. Finding purpose, I make it permanent. Travels, no more double cross. No burdens, but I've been going in circles. Choices to be made, so I'm writing in my journals. Selfish for my happiness, I'm looking to excel. Letting go of my stresses, so but worry less for my health. I've been calm collected, but shit, I'm feeling worried. I'm feeling disconnected. The world is moving in a fast pace. My 20 stacked with heavy weights. Running in a rat race. My knowledge base is a basic user interface. My drive is stories and rhymes is far bigger than outer space. Don't be asking how my life's going. I resort to my poker face till I find my safe place. Hey. Yeah. Don't be asking how my life is going. Cause I'll resort to my poker face till I find my happy place. Hey.
You know I'm watching, I can get what you wantin'. Yeah, I got a few options, still I'm here being honest. No more discussions, I think it's time to fuck it up. You got them lining up, but I'm not like them, I'm not your friends.
Promethazine. Shout out to colismind, IDM, 13 beats. Whew. That's quite a one, my friend. So, okay, I mean, it's a phenomenal sample. It kind of caught my interest right away. But I have to say, a lot of times, when you hear a great loop, I can get disappointed by the producer's drums or other elements in the arrangements. Sometimes people do too much. Like, have you ever heard a sample that a producer kind of fails to optimize? You know what I mean? And it was kind of like a swing and a miss. But that's not what happened here. No. As soon as those drums fall in, it's immediately what I was hoping for. Hella well balanced and mixed. Doesn't overdo it with the trap hi-hats. You got to be kind of selective with your trappiness nowadays. And then when you hear the first artist, you can instantly tell it's a perfect blend with the beat. First artist has a cool, deep and raspy voice and an impressive range of harmonies. He can rap. Don't get it twisted. So he's a dual threat there. And the hook is incredibly well written and catchy, which is that bonus factor. Subject matter wise, this is working within a theme. It's kind of that crossroads of like want, intrigue, and frustration with a whole lot of swag. But it's also open and honest and introspective and even vulnerable at points. There's definitely some game being spit here. And the third artist matches those tones. I'm not going to speak on the second verse because I don't think it makes sense to review yourself. Hope that held up. Maybe if you're watching later, you could leave me some feedback in the comments or something. All three artists contrast but complement one another as far as rap voices. The third verse has strong bars and kind of a poetic delivery. I really like how he ends the verse before the final hook. You're clearly a good writer, ADM. And both the first and third verses match each other in how they use negative space, which is really cool. Consistency there on the track. But none of that would have been possible without the beat from 13 Beats, man. Coming out of Greece, I believe. That shit is absolutely fire. And shout out to IDM too, who just moved from Florida to Seattle for grad school during a pandemic. How cold is that hustle? Shit. Congrats, man. I know you're out there killing it. And then Kole, I believe he said he was born in Portugal, spent time being raised in America, and is now living in Sweden, kicking it the Swedish way. Skål! Nah, for real though, man. You killed it on the hook and the verse. That hook was catchy as fuck, and you're clearly a talented songwriter. And then on my end, I'm born and raised in Oakland, and then moved to Australia about a year before the pandemic. So this really is like a global collaboration, and it's safe to say it never would have happened if it wasn't for the pandemic, and of course the making hip hop community. Shout out to the mods. None of this would have happened without them. They deserve all the praise. It's a lot of work. More work than people think. They're what made this happen. So switching over to the chat. Welcome to the neighborhood, Shinji and Lennon. As always, man, good to see you. For sure. All right, man. So let's see. Keep letting us know what your backgrounds and where you're from when your tracks come up if you're here too, because I think some of those stories are interesting. Let's keep it moving. Here we go with Pressure.
Yes, it's your boy eyzopn. Coming at you live and direct from that Making Hip Hop Reddit 2020 mixtape. Let's get it. Yeah. I said I'm gunning for mastery. So many casualties, blazing my own road to the top. And you ain't passing me passively, yo, it's never that. 100 on the leather dash, native with the tongue, I guess that I should wear a feather cap. Gifted as a child, the way that I can make these letters snap. Hotter than a pepper in a sweater, running 50 laps. Never seen nobody do it better under pressure, Jack. Pardon for the fools who've been exhausting you with lesser raps. And I ain't in it for the pepper, Jack. I do it for the love, because that's where all the treasure at. Mighty is my pen, but I carry a sword. Silver surface tongue is something they can barely afford.
Ooh, I see you, babe. Dig deep, let it out. Know your worth beyond measure. Pain, but you just keep moving through the pressure.
This the hunger in a Honda Accord. 93, no registration, it's my only resort. Riding dirty on a freeway, say a prayer to the Lord. Hoping police do not frisk me like they did me before. So it's praise be to God, revered the most high. But your boy from the east, so it's praise to Allah. I'm like a jet plane by the stars, I'm too fly. These dudes softer than cottonelle, they two ply. I rip them up and toss them as fuel for the flame. My verse is a wildfire you can't hope to contain. Got them in my crosshairs in a maximum range. Pull the trigger while I ponder, burrow into your brain. Ain't it strange how they all sound the same? Control, copy, and paste. We celebrate it like the shit is amazing. They say the phrase over again, repeat and fill up the space. Heavy bass, the brain is on a vacation.
Ooh, I see you, babe. Dig deep, let it out. Know your worth beyond measure. Pain, I gotta change. Can't make it better now, but you just keep moving through the pressure. I see you, babe. Dig deep, let it out. Know your worth beyond measure. Dang, I gotta change. Can't make it better now, but you just keep moving through the pressure.
Never mind, cause I got your mind and eyes open. Yes, that is the name in the $1 million slogan. Pushing past the limits till I leave them all broken. Living like every minute of my life is golden. If you spoken, nothing but the fake. Better duck and run, cause what I'm leaving in my wake is annihilation that I'm serving on a plate. You can really get it, see I don't discriminate. I might as well tote some guns and then get covered in face tats. That's what the people want, the colored dreads and the Maybachs. They wanna see a colored man thugging for playback. They wanna see us swerving hazardous on a racetrack, but not me, I will not jump. Your boys is too wild, I will not front. Y'all all be dipping daily in that P.O. box hunt. Trying to figure getting high as you was last month, but that's done. I hit the block and then run. I'm through the alley and plunge. The game inside of my trunk to speed off. I'm here to slap the taste out your mouth. I bag your bread and then bounce and cut the heads off the snakes. No remorse and I'm done. Gunning for mastery. So many casualties blazing my own road to the top. And you ain't passing me passively, yo, it's never that. 100 on the leather dash, native with its native. I should wear a feather cap. Gifted as a child the way that I can make these letters snap. Hotter than a pepper in a sweater running 50 laps. Never seen nobody do it better under pressure, Jack. Pardon for the part, exhausting you with left. And I ain't in it for the pepper, Jack. I do it for the love because that's where all the treasure at. Mighty is my pen, but I carry a sword. Silver surface tongue is something they can barely afford. This the hunger in a Honda Accord. 93, no registration, it's my only resort. Riding dirty on a freeway, say a prayer to the Lord. Hoping police do not frisk me like they did me before.
Hey, pressure. Shout out to eyzopn, FrenchiexVii. Tell me if I'm saying that right. And Synchronimo. I think we got Synchronimo in the chat, man. Stop killing that beat. Damn. Did you do both sides? Did you produce both sides of that? The first half and then the switch up too? Because that's mad talent, dude. I love the funky guitar layers. Is that a sample? It feels like almost live instrumentation with the wah-wah pedal, but hard to say. Also, that snare hits hella hard. Golly. Sometimes you could just tell when a snare is perfect, and that's definitely the case here. A perfect snare can make the track, and those kicks are punchy as fuck as well. There's some nice low-end bass sprinkled in there too. Well-rounded and well-mixed beat all around. And cool incorporation of the vocal sample as well at points. The rap artist shows a lot of skill and MC ability. That's eyzopn, which this mixtape hasn't really showcased up to this point. Kind of gives me some atmosphere vibes, man. Some slug vibes, which is a huge compliment. Immediately, nice wordplay is present. There's also some really well-written and clever bars in there. The two-ply line was nice. That was worked into the rhyme scheme well. And this definitely takes you on an auditory adventure. I mean, the hook provides great contrast to the verses and really helps break things up nicely. Frenchie's got a nice voice. And her vocals provide a soulful element that this track would have been missing otherwise. So that was critical. And her vocals blend with the funky guitar layers really well. And I love how the hi-hats fall in during the second verse, right after that hook. But it's that beat change that really puts this track on a whole nother level, I have to say. And that was set up wonderfully by the bridge by Frenchie. So great song structure here. The beat change was hard as fuck. Almost reminds me of some classic Tupac type instrumentation, that second half of instrumentation. And then Eyes Open really kicks up the energy level and inflection after that change to kind of match the vibe and really showcase a whole new skill set, which is impressive. You suddenly get a much better idea of who Eyes Open is as an artist. It's almost like your eyes become opened. And that beat changes again, I think, towards the end. It kind of slows down like some chopped and screwed shit, kind of, a little bit. So you really are getting kind of multiple songs all in one here. It's the sampler platter. And I have to say, the first time I heard this song, I liked it, right? But every time I run it back, I seem to like it even more. So it grows on you, you know what I mean? Every time you hear it, new details seem to pop out that you didn't notice before. So you really start to appreciate how well written and how well put together this is. So it has great replay value, and bringing people back to your track is kind of the name of the game here. So it's one of the most well-rounded and impressive compositions on the tape, I feel like, if I'm going to be 100. Let's see. Skritter's feeling it. Yeah, shout out to Eyes Open. Okay. Yeah, Synchronimo Beats killed the whole production. That's awesome, man. You showed out right there. Big Terry's liking it. Jesse Wildman's talking about how that delivery was killing it. All right, cool. I think we're warming up, guys. Well, I think it is safe to say at this point we should probably mix in a little bit of energy. So here we go with Bite Down.
Frozen as fuck, breaking the chains. Fed up motherfucker with the hunger for change. In my head scheming brave heart shit. It's a war and it's lights out, strapped in the mouth, how to bite down. Jail time, almost every day like mail time. With the clock hand sticking like the six snail slimes. Sale time, pick me out like Veil. Retail time, turn tail soon as father time strikes noon. Hear the boom, Hail Mary, light up the room. Every bullet has a letter, spell out your doom. Big stick, bigger guns, try to run, bless you. Thick bitch, twist your head like red rum. Guess who? Here's a clue coming through and I'm fucking juiced up. Grey goose, down the shoe, keep it sucky loose, stop to boo. Don't shoot, bitch, don't tell me what to do. Pitch your forehead with a 44, you even got a clue. Crack the tomb, see him blue, grab the loot, no hitches, heads, misses, bad bitches, tell no snitches, leave no witness. Survival of the riches, clean conscience in the bags, but a pleasure doing business.
Yo, it's time, sync the watches, best laid plans, can't botch this. Got another scotch, tick-tock on the clock. If the cow be the king, take the crown. Wake up, post full of notches, hash marks, full stars. Send the very best to your heart like Hallmark. Mask and a pinstripe suit on route. Grab the boost with a boot, cut trash for the loot. Cash for the tolls, prize for the brutes. Triggers gonna hatch and we shoot. Listen to the brass and reboot. Mash just a clone, be a crew, be alone. Be sharp, ricochet off the bone. Iron in the path to the throne, flat, all else fails. Bring a 25 stone cat, wild set free from the zoo with a light pour. Throws down nuts like Brazil in a sight board. Bros in the cut, fire in the tank. How you motherfuckers gonna bankrupt the bank? Kids screaming brave heart shit, hit the door and it's lights out. Strap in the mouth, time to bite down. Rush head first to the front yard, picks wheel cuts in the meat, leaving blood scars, breach concrete, touchdown, my job can't breathe while the heat bleeds pounds from a clown car. I suppose man, don't be a witness. Dragnet might be called, we can lick this. Blood drop strangle, fail in a piss test tangled, scenes full of holes like fishnets. Slow pulse, don't be an amateur, not trying to take shit. That's what they're handing her. Eye scan, chase for the mouse. Karen in the house, and that bitch is demanding a manager. Panic man, press a button, turn your head, cough, pound, tossing. Sound concussion, everybody down, no cussing. Heroes in the back discussing, let's get rushing. About to get red like a Russian. I can see the holes in the gushing. Flash in a vault, it's a milestone. Scream for the blues, all you hear is a dial tone. Best laid plans, Walmart blueprint, trash by a full start. Get paid, fam, damn, stack on stack, hop them all like a pop art. Last run at maze, get the car, flag to the back, cry out, star. Dream scrub down in the brown light, ones and the threes don't sound right. Feeling kinda down cause I'm downside, greens in the scene, no mask, pitch black, heart attack, take a foul fight. You can do it all right, still lose. Something out the business that the bitches don't tell you. Bros full of cuts, holes in the tank. How you motherfuckers sell your soul to the bank? Let's scream and save our ship, hit the floor and it's lights out, strap in the mouth, time to bite down.
Bite down. Man, shout out to Occlude and the Badministrator, produced by Otoroshi and Whale. Man, I gotta say, looking at the chat, Skritter's talking about his favorite song has changed 3 to 4 times, and this one is it right now. It does go quite hard. I guess one of the questions is, which track takes it for the most energy and which one goes the hardest. This is a contender. There might be a couple others as we continue on here, but we'll see if anything can beat that one. Yeah, man. Hey, shout out to Jesus Christ. I think that might be you, Deontay. What's up if that's you, man? Good to see you, fam. Yeah, Synchronomo B saying they're floating. You know, Abhaz, hey, what's up, man? Saying it goes hard. Welcome to the neighborhood. Yeah, this seems to be raising those eyebrows, I think it's safe to say. What else do we have here? Big Terry saying it gives him early childish Gambino vibes. I can hear some of that. And Jesse saying Otoroshi and Wales 808s on this tape are next level. That is true. That is true, man. That one is nutty. So yeah, that's cool, man. It's cool to see you guys be able to, you know, give us some ears on this for sure. You know, so I mean, I believe this was one of the very first beats that popped up on the Discord, which is how this mixtape was kind of made, and everyone was on it at the time. I think it was called Outback Steakhouse. Sorry for putting you guys on blast. But off the bat, you have this kind of like fun house type bouncy bass line that's very like front and center. Almost sounds like it could be off like something like Music to Be Murdered By or something. Then you get these like marching band type drums that fall in. I'm in love with those. Some of the most creative and well executed percussion on this whole project, I have to say. And then the first artist falls in right as the percussion hits. That always lines up good. It's really cool how Occlude matches the flow and the percussion with a kind of chill and more muted delivery. And then you switch it up and you know, with the tone and the inflection, just as the bass falls in. So that's very attention grabbing, kind of catches you, you know, unaware. This is some of the first like hype ass energy for the project for sure. That was a debate, you know, as far as track orders when you mix in that energy. First artist is really focusing on constructing and delivering this kind of rapid flow. There's some complex writing and rhyme schemes in there. It's very challenging to perform a flow like that as long as he did. Occlude's more like nasally tone, cuts right through and contrasts the beat really well, so it's a good match there. And then further contrast is created when the second artist hits the mic with that cool deep voice, and he just kind of like tags right in at the end of the Occlude's verse. The second artist raps for almost like 2 minutes straight, I feel like, which is crazy impressive. And it's gas the whole time. Hella well written, hard ass rhyme schemes, good use of negative space even with the flow, rapid flow, small gaps inserted into the flow that can be critical. That's something we often give feedback on for people who are gassing in this community as they're developing. So it's a good example of what that can do for you. And then you get some extra layers added in to the beat with the high-pitched synth mirroring that bass line and the increased marching band drums. It's hard as fuck. Seems like the producer added extra layers after the rappers. Let us know if that's true. If you're here, to really it seems like it really like complemented and emphasized what, you know, the rappers were doing flow wise, which is awesome. And it's rare that you go that extra mile as a producer, so that'd be cool to see. No hook for this, I don't believe, but it really doesn't feel like you need one. And I love the little dial tone sound effect thrown in there towards the end. You know, just keeps the listener engaged all the way through. Cool, man. So yeah, this might be, you know, if the name of the game is getting people to react to your track, right, which is harder than people think, this one is winning so far, right? So that's all the way in. Cool, man. Let's get it. Tight, man. Occlude, man. Y'all killed it, dude. All right, so moving on. Let's see what we got. We got lots of heat still. We're getting there, though. A couple of tracks short of what we normally do for a live stream. So here we go with Get It In.
Stay ready, don't get ready. So when the time comes, yeah, we on that. Worry about them, it's a song, huh? Just do your little thing, girl, we like that. Worry about us, cause we up now. We don't play around, boy, put them in the dirt. Gotta stay ready, don't get ready. Get it in, get it in, get it in, get it in.
I picked up my pen, yo, and I have to start over again. as real as I am, still gonna kill you to show I ain't playing pretend. Yo, guess it depends. Y'all gonna say that I'm worthless again? Huh? I'll set your breath on your chest, then you can question me once I ascend. Fuck being heir to the throne, I'ma just burn it instead of my own. Why should I wait? Huh? I got too many things riding at stake. I got some plans for this. Many more things than just posing for cameras. Think y'all can handle this? I done been putting in work for the championship.
Gotta stay ready, don't get ready. So when the time comes, yeah, we on that. Work. Worry about them, it's a song, huh? Just do your little thing, girl, we like that. Work. Worry about us, cause we up now. We don't play around, boy, put them in the dirt. Gotta stay ready, don't get ready. Woo. Get it in, get it in, get it in, get it in.
Stay ready, always stay strapped. Niggas hit my line, tryna hit me back. Not about that, I'ma move like an army kid. On the up and up, and I ain't never stopping shit. And fuck a rap critic, they ain't critical. Tryna box us in, this shit is typical. Not conforming hits to be cyclical. Rather be grinding and hit my pinnacle. Feeling like sway when I'm awake. I don't got the answers, but I know what it takes. Life's a bitch, but every dog has his day. I'ma get it in, gonna make it this way. Swear to God, I'm roaring through my 20s. Anyone want war, but I got plenty. I got smoke, and I ain't even popping. No joke, I'm headed for the top.
Keep your ears to the ground, smoke up a lot of herb with your head in the clouds. You know we all from the earth. If you had more from birth, your humility, all you learn to flow within the dirt. Season the means of production and raising the bar. You don't know who we are, but you will. It's a mutiny, ready your scrutiny. Cite that shit back to me stupidly. Head up your ass when you speak of me. I'm whipping heads with my words, do it easily. This ain't the journal, bitch, check the delivery. After a cell, research me for my energy. Thunderous, no bottles ever containing me. Underground, we gon' breach. Breaking concrete, tracking heat in the screen while we murdering. Leaving ministry with a tourniquet. Hurt him with perfect pitch on your mind like suicide. Take a turn, I guess.
Gotta stay ready, don't get ready. So when the time comes, yeah, we on that. Work. Worry about them, it's a song, huh? Just do your little thing, girl, we like that. Work. Worry about us, cause we up now. We don't play around, boy, put them in the dirt. Gotta stay ready, don't get ready. Woo. Get it in, get it in, get it in, get it in.
A lot of us itching to run up a lick. We're hiding at dividends. Recording the condo, make my shit pop. A whole lot of back will go. I blow my rent of the year long. Bumble membership to get them full tabs at these Starbucks and these Venmo money vultures. This how chillin' a tiger, you think I'd be Raylan's cousin or something. Share prices climbing and buying and selling this fucking one more than the money. We're on that Fortune 500, and all these bitches are jumping. Hitting me on next bitch from the back.
Gotta stay ready, don't get ready. So when the time comes, yeah, we on that. Work. Worry about them, it's a song, huh? Just do your little thing, girl, we like that. Work. Worry about us, cause we up now. We don't play around, boy, put them in the dirt. Gotta stay ready, don't get ready. Woo. Get it in, get it in, get it in, get it in.
I've been waiting on a razor beat for a long time. Razor. I'm in a trap, hacking Minecraft accounts. Boomerang came with the bounce. I can make it rain in a drought. If you ain't hit a minute's brains and it don't count. I wore North Face to my court case. 10 rappers dead, spread over 4 states. Your girlfriend has poor taste, your dad is for sure. Jakes and your mother's got a whore's face. No discussion, my bad. Here's an introduction. My name Big Ray. I need triggers, busting girls that are thick and lovely in a fresh steak and egg McMuffin. Polo sweats, that's a tire. Dudes be snitching, that's for China. Stick saw, that's for choir. One hit, that's the solder. Nah, lean back, that's for Connor.
Oh man, that's quite a way to end the track there. He just straight up mentioned that your mother's got a whore's face with no remorse. Also that, let's see, someone else. Von Worms, welcome to the neighborhood, pointing out that the DiGiorno line was pretty fucking tough. I have to agree. And I think one of the limitations on citing the different artists here is they don't have enough space on SoundCloud to add everyone. So if I'm correct, I believe this is Stoic the Poet, Deza, Occlude, Shuoshuo, BigRayTheRapper, and Razor Boomerang. Also produced by Razor Boomerang and Whale. This brings a different kind of energy that was needed by this point in the playlist. Cool piano-based trap beat from Razor Boomerang. I know he was featured on the last Making Hip Hop mixtape in 2016. We got longevity in the game. Well produced and mixed, bass and low end. Good song structure, starting with the hook right away. It's definitely catchy and well written hook. That get it in, get it in, get it in. Yeah, that gets you going. First verse has a cool grimy voice that sets the tone of the track well. Second verse has some cool lines and some sneaky bars for sure, showcasing some diversity in the posse track. This first kind of like posse track that I think we have. I really like how the beat deconstructs at the beginning of the third verse. I really like how that third verse rap voice and flow hits well. Really good enunciation and rhyme schemes to start that out, showcasing some good bars as well. Then the fourth verse comes out of nowhere. That voice, though, coming at you with those silky smooth auto-tune vocals. Really good example of what ad-libs can do for you. Some of the best utilization of ad-libs so far. Okay, and that fifth verse is just silly. It's silly. The beat change was disgusting for that last verse. Cool bass flares, awesome new layers of percussion added there. I didn't want that to end. I was like, damn, we made it this far. Let's keep it going. I love the microphone presence by that fifth rapper and how he starts off with it. Another great grimy and gruff rap voice on display. So I like how you guys thought about the artist order, which must have been challenging. Kind of anchoring the beginning and the end of the track with those kind of gutter vibes, and as opposed to putting them back to back, you kind of like spread it out a little bit. Very, very unconventional cadence and rhyme scheme delivery for that final verse. It was creative and innovative for sure. It might not be for everyone. Some people don't like it when artists start playing with their delivery of their timing. But I fuck with artists like Blueface and E40 personally, so I'm fucking with it heavy. I thought it was strong as hell. It just works so well with those kicks and that beat change. So pretty great collaboration, have to say. You know, everyone on there did their thing. Yeah, some great lines that people are pointing out here. Occlude's pointing out, you know, yeah, trap hacking Minecraft accounts. So, yeah, man, we definitely getting it in. The track, the mixtape is flowing at this point. So let's not get it. Let's not slow it down too much. Okay, you got the features in the description down here. Okay, cool. So, hey, if you like anyone's verse, if you like any of these tracks, you know, it's not hard to do. Spread some love, right? Look people up. Hit them with a like. Hit them with a comment. You know, if that's what you want, you got to be willing to do the same, right? So, this is that making hip-hop community. Let's get it in. Here we go with eat, smoke, grind, repeat. That's a hustle.
Jesse Jackson. Hey, look. What's happening? Been looking for a lick who lacking. Find out a beat, no napkin. Prepared by Jesse Jackson, got it slapping. Spitfire, no dragon. 230s on hip, we packing. All these niggas, no basket. House Kato, fantastic. But that's old news. You would stumbled if you walked up in my old shoes. Been staying fresh like I've been shopping up at Whole Foods. That's why she rather leave with us than leave with those dudes. What's good? Rap for my city, my hood. Anything they need secured, I got them. Like the dude from Gotham, don't want these problems. Proceed with caution, it's gonna get started. I think you're part of my mode on smart. Now yeah, it's a target for urban artists. I'm spraying these specs while I smoke my garden. Eat, smoke, grind, repeat. Got no time for sleep. Y'all haters can't compete. Life so fucking sweet. Eat, smoke, grind, repeat. Got no time for sleep. Y'all haters can't compete. Life so fucking sweet.
I wasn't born to be 6'2", but I wasn't born to be a bitch too. Shoving at the corn when I come in to get you. Freak on the leash, pit bull when I get loose. Rain like a storm, elbows on my fist too. Put in a song, go straight, he can spit too. I don't give a freak, so fuck you too. I don't give a shit about the shit you do. Keep it shut or I'll shut it for you. Keep it shut as on, bitch, I'm not through. Wear the puss like a fool, man, true. Get a ram shaking in your boots and getting seduced by two damn dudes. Serenaded and singing to you like, ooh, boy, I love you so. I'm never ever gonna let you go. And you like that shit. I don't ride the beat, I let the beat ride me. I might bite that tit. And it sound funny when I write that shit. When scripted was thing, gonna bite your chick. Cause you look like that, you don't look like this. Jumpman, get on the mic. And I might not pip when again for the line. Take flight like this when I'm against all odds. I fight that shit.
My bros want a piece of the pie, jack boy with a piece, now you reach for the sky. No peace between you and I, my squad, my fleet, we breed, do or die. Oh, now your team unified. Oh, now your scheme do a ride. Y'all don't understand, I'm a king, I'm a god in the ring. You weak for the fight. You scared when I creep in the night. You fear that I eat you alive. I wouldn't blame you, it's true. That's what I'm aiming to do. I'm about to flame your whole crew. You bitches shaking your boots. I'm sending hollows right through. You know I never miss them. And everybody hit the floor. We make their mamas miss them. Don't fucking test me, you'll see the bottom of Tim's. It's about to get messy, pure evil out of my limbs. I'm a fucking danger to every party I'm in. Got your girl at the crib and now she begging to come in. And I bagged the bitch, y'all motherfuckers too average. I'm a maverick, I'm a top gun, you an option. You was free range, I'm a shotgun. I'm murder, gon' stop free, can't stop me. Johnny Cochran, you big man, I'm outlaw. Who up next? I'm not done. Woo!
Smoke, crime, and we got no time for sleep. Y'all haters can't compete, life so fucking sweet. Smoke, crime, and we got no time for sleep. Y'all haters can't compete, life so fucking sweet.
Run that shit back, Jesse. Eat a beat and roll the sweet. Talking cheap with boss to speak. Early riser, AM grinder. This sun never caught me sleep. Holy talk, no Christian mingle. Tongue is sharp just like a needle. So damn sharp, my verse is lethal. Shit I'm smoking, hella fatal. Grinding hard from crave to cradle. One time for my Houston neighbors. One time for my fucking haters. One time for Breonna Taylor. Please lend me your energy to bomb away my enemies. A freezer can't control the heat, but y'all still ain't as cold as me. Sorry, that's bipolar's cause I'm never really sober. I be smoking so much chronic that I'm getting twice as older. I roll it like a shoulder. I gas it like a motor. Now your boy on Mars, so I'm riding in that Rover.
Smoking so much you're getting twice as older. That's my next move. All right, so shout out to Kato, Young Deville, BA Skritter, Eyes Open, and The Kid. Produced by Jesse Jackson. I'm not gonna lie, that's one of my favorite beats for sure. Starts off with the hard raps right away. Cool rap voice. It's unique but still approachable and magnetic. Nice rhyme schemes. Love the beat. I'm a sucker for horns. And often the simpler the better. You don't need to get too crazy with it. Especially when you pair them so well with the drums and the bass. So I don't think we have Jesse Jackson here, but you did the damn thing. Hella punchy. Good breaks and negative space incorporated into the beat as well. It's not too busy. Then we get to the hook, and you get that eat, smoke, grind, repeat chant. That's that hustle we all know. Layered up and mixed well. It sounds really good over the horn sample, and it's the horn sample kind of becomes pitched up and more high pitched during that hook. It's cool how it's just a simple and effective kind of hook chant, and it aligns with the horn pattern. So that's all you need. Simpler is often better. I like how the second verse starts with a slow intro and then quickly switches into the double time flow. Other than so pretty engaging, I have to say. There's a good amount of swag and charisma injected into that verse. Feels fun to listen to. Next verse grabs your attention right away for sure. Cool voice and well executed technical flow. I like how the flow changes as the rhyme schemes change. That was well done. I like the Johnny Cochran line, and the distortion effect was cool and effective on that verse. Listen back for that. Some of these tracks you might have to run back, man. And for the last verse, I like that swaggy approach and use of ad-libs. Best use of ad-libs on this track, and that roll it like a shoulder, gassing like a motor. That line was catchy. That was a good way to end the track. It was memorable. And then you add in the motor sound effect at the end. That was smart. That was smart, man. So let's see what we got. Oh man, good amount of people engaging with this. Shout out to Deza. Welcome to the neighborhood, man. I know we got you coming up. Yeah, definitely getting some love in here, man. This is launch day. This shit took a long time to get here, y'all. Light them if you got them. Shit. Hey, so all right, man. You guys can decide which one was the hardest track. I had a couple now, and this next one might be a contender as well. Hey, welcome to the neighborhood, Domingo, Kite. What's good with you? All right, here we go. Serial killer. Don't get killed. Don't get murked.
I've been running out all week. My mafia
smiling, my time isn't cheap. Sticky, I'm pouring your shots, started singing. Nobody's joking like me. Building a house like a mason. Women, my brothers like waves. Driving ball and I go super saiyan. Y'all the scariest flow, dog drinking. Listen here, we don't do groups. Test on the Chevy with Matt 32s. Crew on the bench and the trunk is a boo. When we pull through, y'all better move. Talking to you, I got the juice. Flexing so hard that my shirt to rip through. Jumping too far that I'm burning my shoes. Only a slot when it's firm in the booth.
You don't fuck with my homies. I've been running solo, but I'm never feeling lonely. Crew, wipe my back when I get trophies. That's my game. We don't kill us on the low-key.
Guess I got a problem that I really can solve. Keep it all down, check it up, some flaws. Never get the fame, my head's too soft. But a wrist like this, you thought I want them all. Delegation to the bitch underneath me. I swear to God that I broke with an AP. Never challenge myself with the AC. Way too cold, you might catch it with a freezy. I got a bag and I luck it a check. You got a bag and I love for the day. We can't agree and that shit's for the best. I started sticking the whistle, I dipped in the window to make sure I hit up a lick. You saw that bitch on the side of the road while I rested. You picking the rough of your dick. That shit I just respect.
I play harder than James Harden when he down two in that square garden. Yo, game softer than a lame author. My penmanship's like Jane Austen's. Birthing greatness like James Potter. Earning greatness like James Bond. And I'm hotter and harder than diamonds and lava. Don't worry, the product, this shit is my shine. Call me Tom Petty cause I won't back down. When I run this shit back like a fucking touchdown. I'm in the forefront, you a background. Tatiana hurry raps cause you wanna bust down. All of you snitching look like little ponies. All of you bitching like my little ponies. Don't care what you dishing with all of your cronies. I leave you in stitches, don't fuck with the homies.
Same skill with a different anatomy. Kill anyone for the family happily. Precision, wisdom, and strategy. Mouth off, now you're a cavity. Gang is calm, my rage is on, my make it strong. I'm here to break it down, so put your break it on. I'm here to think of my own, I'm backing out on your own. I put it back to the dome and have you men in stoves. Intimidation when I show them the ropes. Incineration when I'm fixing a roast. Elimination when I'm putting the scopes. Like an eraser, now we got a new hole. Evisceration, I devour them whole. Papa beans and a nice Chianti. Human being in my teeth, flossy. Meet the killer posse, stepping up like Rocky. Hit the ball from softly, click out your real sloppy.
One-dimensional life I'm living in. Break the wall when I'm off the Ritalin. Writing infinite bars, magnificent. Why act hard when you are so innocent? Spitting words over instrumentals that will tell me, but my mind is empty. Writing comments to the church with niggas that ain't got no meaning, cause I'm always ready. Strapped up, ready to knock a few down. For the few pegs and learn a new sound. You copy other people, your songs that I'm around. Beat mix classics, word gymnastics. Wish on the deal when I close the casket. Right under pad in artistic fashion. Swear to acid, my only asset. Fuse the dust to grab up the cabin. Underground like a snake, under the skin, filled it with hate. Riddled with venom, we breaking the kennel to pile some food on the top of our plate. Bark, 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 bark. All of my dogs have been chained in the dark. Finally breaking the chain. And a ballistic or instinct will never be tamed.
My head keeps basket, you're safe. Space is a casket, my wave. It's hyperbolic, your brain sounds traffic. Get your head right. Giving you the red light. Feeling you with lead like I've been seeing red like red like I be coming with the diamonds on me like yeah, on me like a cutlass. Sounding like you be on the cut list. Marks on your arm and I'm making you cut less. Blue like freeze. Laser on the train on me, I'm 100 degrees. Aiming at me with the lights on, probably cause I busted out this window with the sights on.
Yeah, that bark was key. That wasn't too much. That was perfect. Hey, Sleeper, welcome to the neighborhood. McFly, welcome to the neighborhood. We're getting it in right now, guys. Light them if you got them. All right, genuine question. Where's my heads at? Where's my hip-hop heads at? What's the most people ever on a track? Like, I'm genuinely curious, like, for real. Like, so, okay, one train, I had to do it, I looked it up real quick, but only a few. One train has 7 rappers. All right, that's a lot. Worldwide Choppers is like an Eminem and Tech 9 track. It has 7 rappers. Remove 45, that's a track that came out a couple months ago, trying to get the people to vote against Trump. It was like a De La Soul, Talib Kweli kind of track. 7 rappers. And Checkmate, which is coming up later on this tape, 7 rappers. So I think we're trying to break a record out here. We got 8 rappers featured on this track, if I'm not mistaken. So that would be Domingo, Kite, Stoic the Poet, Carbrey, Jesse Wildman, FrenchiexVii, Substance P, and Occlude. Let me know if I'm forgetting anyone, man. Drop your socials. Stop playing around. So shout out to Taroshi and Whale on the beat. Yee! There have been calls for a super producer combo, man. Y'all might not be able to ignore that one much longer. Let me know if you can think of any track with more rappers on it. I'm now curious. Simple and aggressive, a trap beat here, built around those piano pattern low notes. The beat builds well. 808s are saucy as fuck. First verse has the exact grimy deep tone you're hoping for on a track like this. It's almost like Domingo starts with his own hook and then transitions into some traditional bars after, which I like. Great use of ad-libs as well. Next artist provides maybe the shortest amount of vocals on the track, and it kind of feels like it could serve as a really good hook, but it's never used again. Maybe you could have worked it in there one more time, I guess. But I totally get it if you're trying not to make the track any longer. It's impressive you were able to keep this track under 5 minutes as it stands with 8 people on it. Gangster-ass gutter riff for the guitar riff added for the third verse. I love that layer. That really reinforces the vibe and creates some contrast and kind of keeps the listener engaged by adding in new layers, some variety in the beat. FrenchiexVii has some of the best bars on this one. The Fava Beans lines was nice. Then the following Substance P verse might be the hardest one, to be honest. Kind of hard hitting all around with the deep grimy voice, the hard flow, the attitude, the vocal delivery. Also really nice vocal layering and mixing, as well as good ad-lib utilization. And I really like how you ended the verse with the even crazier style. And I love the final verse. Kind of reminds me of some Bone Thugs, actually. I dropped that in the chat. Very unique. It's one of the best fits for this beat, and it gives you something totally different you haven't heard yet. I feel like it could have been a nightmare trying to get 8 people to agree on anything. I don't know how this track came into fruition, but I'm glad it did. And it could have been a nightmare to mix as well. So shout out to the engineer, NoHo Fidel, a.k.a. Caesar Julius, the mod with the squad. And put a lot of work into this, man. Well done. Well done putting it together the way you did. It definitely feels like you did it right. All right, so starting to get. I normally like to read out the comments, but we're starting to get too many, which is a good problem to have in the past due to copyright things. Normally during other kind of beat shows, we've had the chat disabled, so I try to spit out some of the best comments so we get them retained. But yeah, man, y'all might have to go through that later. Yee! Okay. All right, man. We'll find out if this was the most rappers on a track or not. All right, let's keep it moving, y'all. So next up, we got My Wrist.
I walk in, Sagittarius on dot 10. Check on my wrist. Heavy say you might get hit. They wouldn't know how to get like this. Making inches just to dip like this, yeah. I walk in, Sagittarius on dot 10. Check on my wrist. Heavy say you might get hit. They wouldn't know how to get like this. Making inches just to dip like this, yeah.
Look at my wrist, ayy. Bitch, look at this shit. Living that love and 100 to flip. On God, I'm spitting the diff. When getting the money from having a nothing, a nigga move funny, I'm laughing though. Dripping the honey, carving this 100. Your ego confronted, I feel you though. Move things with the boo things. Do things for a new chain. Gotta get right. Cubane in a few rings. Better prove your range, you see what I'm saying? Prove you wanna bother in this dog. Choose your water, all the drip from starter. I'm walking, shining that light on the 10. Shaking my wrist, heavy that I'ma get hit.
I walk in, Sagittarius on dot 10. Check on my wrist. Heavy say you might get hit. They wouldn't know how to get like this. Making inches just to dip like like this, yeah.
I told her it is what it is. There is no recipe, there is no formula. I was just born with the sauce, with the LeVar. I swear on my balls that I never lost. I move in silence, so I do not talk. I go to sleep, but my money don't stop. Go to Atlanta, we roll in a Tesla. It look like a panda with my Nike socks. Posing for pics with the liquor. She is a sweetie, wrist on glitter. She thinks she famous cause she got a check on her Twitter. Still let me hit after dinner. Digital dash, no this is no glitch. Tip for the tab, designer my fit. Mix it, I match, the gloves on Rick. Marshall, a mask, and Cartier wrist. I was outside pushing peace with a flip. Walking down streets with keys in my fist. I'm not a scammer, no, I just finesse. Felt like I'm Patrick Mahomes to the left.
I walk in, Sagitt's 8 on dot 10. Check on my wrist. Heavy say you might get it. They wanna know how to get like this. Making inches just to dip. Like this, yeah.
I got a disco ball on my wrist. Enter the room, now the whole place lit. She wanna go, then I say we can dip. Go through my phone, then I say we should split. I'm not an animal, I'm just popping. Smoke if you wanna chill, but I'm hopping. I never make a move without caution. Know what I'm doing, cause I do this often. I got a girl and she thinking I'm better, but she got low self-esteem and I'm fed up with all the games and the tests that she set up. All of these hoes that just wanna see fed up. I'm on a cocktail of different shit. I see a rainbow come out when I piss. It's just a heart attack, don't throw a fit. If I don't wake up, I guess this is it. I got tricks, these bitches cannot resist. I get in, you know my name's on the list. I'm so rich, you don't got cheddar like this. I write hits, I know you're fucking with this.
Hey, my wrist. Shout out to JusLegacy, Knoes, YAMA, and Occlude, produced by Styles. So that one definitely is that vibe, man. Easy to slip right into that one. Buttery. I love the flute intro. The way that slips into the opening vocals is masterful. Hella smooth how the bass falls in there. And it's cool how they build the beat around that primary guitar melody that's just kind of dinging the whole time. And how that kind of changes how that melody feels as the beat progresses and the arrangements switch. So good arrangements here. Next off, every single person on this song has a super dope radio ready voice. Straight up. Clap, clap. I'm not wrong. Each of the three vocalists has a distinct vocal performance and voice, and it flows so smooth from person to person, which is something that not every track on this tape does, right? So well done on the verse order, and really nice transitions here. I really like the balance of vocal effects with the naturalistic voice of the first artist. It's a blend that leans a little more on the naturalistic side as opposed to the overly filtered side. And for your kind of voice, that was a great choice. It's definitely possible to over-filter your voice to the point of diminished returns. The hook is super catchy and super well written. I like how the beat drops out during the like this parts. That makes it memorable and engaging. Makes you want to sing along. Then for the first verse, we finally get some representation from the ladies outside of all the work that FrenchiexVii has been doing on these hooks. Knoes can both rap and sing, and the vocal effects used help to emphasize both of these skills. Your voice sounds immediately nice on the beat and following the hook lead as well. Your flow, delivery, and harmonies are also on display here. You start with a real attention-grabbing rhyme scheme, then switch into a very catchy flow and cadence where you kind of double things up. That grabs the attention. And then there's an awesome break where everything but the flute and snare kind of drop out, and you hit us with those harmonies and more of a singing style. So all that helps to keep the listener engaged, right? Then there's the second verse, and that's a pleasant surprise. I guess I didn't quite know what to expect, right? But it's cool how you use that almost kind of like echo effect to fade into the track. Your voice creates great contrast with the previous artist, and it's very easy on the ears. It's more on the effect-driven side, but it definitely feels like something you would hear on the radio. I feel like it reminds me of someone, but I can't quite put my finger on it. It's not like a Weeknd, but maybe something similar. Good use of inflection during the flow and cool pitch change vocal overdubs. Well done there. And then the final verse picks up right where the previous verse left off. Similar sounding voice and carrying some good energy and flow. I like your writing style. And the last bar is delivered while the beat kind of gets chopped and screwed is really hard. And it's a great way to end the track. I also like how each artist kind of took a turn performing the hook a little bit. I believe everyone did that. That was cool. Man. Hey, thanks, Skritter. Looking in the chat. Thanks for the critiques, man. Trying to add something that, why are we doing this? So we could talk and chop it up and deconstruct shit. That's, learn about it, get inspired. But anyways, man, yeah, that one was that's a lot of people's favorite song, I believe. We'll see. It'll be interesting to see who gets the plays on this album as it continues to, get some hype. All right, man. So that was hot. Next up, we got Aura. We got JusLegacy, Jove, colismind, YAMA, and FrenchiexVii, produced by Soup. I think we might have Soup up in here. Yee! Let's get it.
I get when you on that shit. Can we not fight here? Yeah. I know how you get when I act clueless. I make it different. Oh yeah. Said I'm not worth your time, but you know that's a lie. I'm always on your mind. Oh yeah. You know why I get when you on that shit. Can we not fight? Yeah.
I don't wanna argue, I get paid to do that. I just left the city, hit you when I get back. We got unfinished business, can't leave the past in the past. Love hit hard fast, everything good can't last. So we might as well have fun, you keep my name on tip of tongue. We get it done and fill our lungs, these sessions shape what we'll become. You could be the one to burn, I fly into the sun. Only time gon' tell, so I ain't finna stress it for no one. Baby, you got my focus now, that's all that you need from me. Any place you want is going down, change up the scenery. Every time I pull up, she rolling up the greenery. Comfort got us open, now the convo flows so easily. I know I need mental stimulation. Yeah, baby, you bad, but tell me, how's your conversation? Lately when we talk, it's only miscommunication. Feeling like my time been wasted.
Say you love me, then you go and hate me. First we fighting, then we get a fucking. Storming out, but then I get you coming back like it ain't never really happened. In your ocean, Frank is getting lost. Pushing, shoving till we get it on. Marvin Gaye in the background. Love it when you throw it back wild. Throw it back when you act wild. Even though I know you kinda crazy. Only see me when we both faded. But you ain't listen, so I'm just saying. You know how I get when you on that shit. All that I'm saying is, oh yeah. Yeah, you know how I get when you on that shit. Can we not fight here? Yeah. I know how you get when I act clueless. I make it different. Oh yeah. Said I'm not worth your time, but you know that's a lie. I'm always on your mind. Oh yeah. You know why I get when you on that shit. Can we not fight? Yeah.
I see all your retweets, see me on the TV. You back on your whole shit. I see on your stories, going through the motions. I can barely focus. In another timeline, I know we were closer. You told me that you were not a model, that you hated. Every move you make is for a follow what you're chasing. You're a Gemini, so I know you got two sides, babe. Taking your advice, yeah, I'll tell you all my lies, babe. My neck red from this cologne has got me smelling toxic. Riding on a beat like this has got you feeling nauseous. I invested in your company and didn't profit. Jealousy got
about your time, but you know that's a lie. I'm always on your mind, oh yeah. You know why I get when you on that shit. Can we not fight? Yeah, yeah.
Oh yeah. Hey man, produced by Soup. You did the damn thing right there. Alright, so we get the hook right away from colismind. It's well written and catchy. Definitely radio ready. Kole seems good at that. Those oh yes make you bounce to the beat, man. And it's gold when you start harmonizing a bit more for the second part of that hook. That stands out. I love the wobbly, oscillating synth chords the beat is built around. It immediately sets the tone. It feels quite immersive, very warm tones, right? I assume that's a vocal sample incorporated into the beat, I believe. It establishes like a catchy melody that the vocalists can then riff off. I feel like that was probably very helpful for them when they were writing. And I really like how at the end of the sample vocals are pitched up to make that kind of Kanye West chipmunk sound right before the beat loops back around, right? That creates a lot of cool moments in the track every time that loop kind of slips back around in the pocket. The rap voice and approach of the first rapper is impressive. Kind of reminds me more of an Isaiah Rashad with this one. A little bit different from the last approach. Again, great incorporation of gaps and negative space in that first verse, which really establishes that vibe. I love the high-pitched vocals in the background. It parallels some of the vocal sounds in the background of the beat, so that was slick. I know I need mental simulation. That was a memorable line. I like that. Then Kole tags right in, tag teaming on these pros. I love the flow for the second verse. It's about as hype as you can make it over a beat like this. Sneaky and impressive rhyme schemes on display as well. They seem effortless, but they were actually really well put together. More effort than you might think. And then for the final verse, his voice is naturally high pitched, so it was cool how they dropped the pitch on the background vocals to kind of match that aesthetic, so you have that blend of high and low pitch consistently throughout the track. Very well executed, very good detail. And YAMA has some of the nicest harmonies on this project, so that's definitely a win. And there's a really nice accent just towards the end of the track, bringing in a few lines from Frenchie that made it for a nice ride out. Don't underestimate what a ride out to a track can do for you. Shout out to Frenchie for being like the Nate Dogg of this album. I know you had a few bars in one of those posse tracks, but I think you have a full verse coming up later. It's well deserved. We need to get to it. What's good, Frenchie? They don't know about that Caligula though. They don't know about that Whopper. Where's Skritter at? B.A. Skritter knows what I'm talking about. That's gonna be on the next mixtape whenever that happens. That shit isn't even mixed yet and it's already the underground slap. So anyways, man, lots of engagement on this track. Looks like people are fucking with it. Yeah, man. Von Worm says, it's a real warm day, comfort food type soup. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. All right, well, as opposed to killing too much time going through all the comments, man, just appreciate you guys for listening, man. Continue to look up artists and songs that you like. Put a comment, spread some love, give them a like. They deserve it. If that's what you want, you know, the world comes around, right? Next up, we got Tethered. Here we go.
Yo, that shit is hard. We gotta run it back.
Tethered together, see it was only just us. Ain't nobody else in which I'm placing all my trust. I was focused on myself, fell victim to the lust. I can't blame nobody else. I've been tempted by the touch, forbidden, can feel the rush. Devil in my ear, acting like my homie, but steering my angels clear. Only lifting up my fears over 20-something years. But it starts right here, finally realized that something done changed. Don't know what it is, something different in my brain. I done swerved about my lane, am I even still sane? Better question, can I fake it for the fame? I ain't rapping with no lames, I got standards. Can't let just anyone go painting on the canvas. But this squad, we got bananas, watch your problems getting handled. How I feel to know we good in every hood and every campus, huh? connect across the globe, international flows. Even Herman Jove, he gon' find a role. Hope for one day all these connections gon' help me find my soul, or get me signed a code, or shit you never know. See, it was only us. Tethered together, see, it was only us.
Tethered once was I a dream. 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 Came in so balanced, knowing how to hold the floor. You used to take my talents, pick apart them with a fork. You used to flip, you always minimize my form. Now I'm doing all the shit you used to criticize me for. You had a thirst, I thought I could quench it. You had a hurt that no one could question. And I had needs I never requested, never mentioned. Energetic enmeshment, and when it ended, some messed up things and pretended I meant it. Sweatshirts and demons, please take back all your possessions. I don't deserve these aggressions, you picked the wrong one to mess with. Had an agreement, I wanted more than a lesson. I wish I had more discretion, I wish somebody had stepped in. Plan stand, no chance next to a measured habit. A decent lover but a better addict. I learned to need less, tearing up I had to reflex. If you stayed sober, maybe I could have a Kleenex.
Bang! Sometimes you gotta take a break when you've been hearing heat and just hear nothing for like 2-3 seconds. You know what I'm saying?
Into a pseudonym sweater when I'm under the weather. A broken wire time bomb attached to my umbrella, catching forever. Plastered in on a Polaroid, tagged to the wall using the past to avoid the present. A social gathering, electric, but there's puddles on the ground and that just seems to make us tethered to each other. How many grow without a mother? I had partial parenting and learned to rely on my brothers. No one utters a single word of solace or acknowledgement. I know the neighbors saw us when we was arguing, and their assumptions manifested all of it. At least I tell myself so. But just remember the snow can be as soft as a feather, and then an hour can pass and that's no harder than metal. And even red roses spring, maybe that's why I read the pedal. I'll make a trail for myself, end up like Hansel and Gretel.
Tethered once was I a dream. Tethered once was I a dream. Tethered once was I a dream.
Things and took it to a whole nother dimension with that outro. Again, man, this tape is actually showing a lot of developing artists what an outro can do for you, man. So shout out to Jove, FrenchiexVii, and Domain with Wisdom Gun on the beat. This was a strong track for me, and it features hip-hop elements we haven't really encountered on this project so far, namely poetic writing and delivery. The kicks are super crisp and hit hard right away. Nice crisp snare as well that cuts through the beat. The tone of this beat is kind of somber and builds a self-reflective tone and aesthetic. Sort of a lo-fi vibe on this one. Maybe not all the way. The keyboard and string layers are really nice. Jove once again showcasing what negative space can do for your flow. Seems critical for these vibey tracks. You know, let the beat breathe. You don't always have to do everything yourself. Sometimes you got to take a step back. You know, if you have a great beat, don't be afraid to let it do a lot of the work for you, right? Add to it. Become an instrument that adds to it. Don't try to outdo it, right? Very strong first verse with very introspective and personal lyrics. Then you get the angelic vocals for the hook. Frenchie showing off soulful vocals on other tracks. Kind of clearly has a lot of diversity in her vocal range. It's a very pretty and gentle kind of hook. It matches this beat very nicely, very pleasant on the ears, and it breaks up the verses nicely. Simple and effective with good melody. That's the recipe, right? That's the way. The second verse is dealing with the tensions of managing your ex, and the sudden awakening and self-questioning you go through when you begin to realize what kind of a person you've been really dealing with for so long, right? That's a combination of emotions I feel like we can all relate to. This is that kind of life music you need to really get through tough times. It might resonate for certain people who are going through it to get to it. This music can help people cope and heal, and that goes for both the listener and the music makers, right? I'm sure that's more important than ever. And we finally get a full rap verse from Frenchie. You're a good writer. Those bars are very well crafted and more challenging to deliver than most people probably realize. The decent lover but a better addict line really resonates, I feel like. And I'm really liking the break after the second verse. That was creative and important. You do need to just process things for a moment after a verse like that. It was dense and deep. And then I like how you guys just kind of skipped the hook there and just went straight into the next verse. That was smart song structure at that point. The third verse matches the poetic writing style and delivery of the track well. Strong, introspective, and vulnerable lyrics helps reinforce the theme of the song. And the Hansel and Gretel bar was nice. This track, it has hands down my favorite ride out for the project, I think. We get those deep screwed up vocals paired with those strong organ chords that blend seamlessly with her distorted vocals. Was that all on the keyboard, or did you make that partially out of the singing vocals from Frenchie as well? That's some technique I'm not familiar with. Drop us some knowledge, man. Put people up on game. It makes it feel like the track is being both tethered and untethered at the same time, right? Feel me? So people are clearly liking this in the chat, man. People are liking, I think that hook really sets the tone, man. Well done. Something different, too. Let's keep it moving, man. This tape has got some surprises left and something different coming up right here. Let's see. Here we go with Gold Tooth.
I got this gold tooth, he like to do his own thing. Walking Cortezes and he rock his own chain. And this gold tooth, man, he never gon' change. So for better or for worse, the fact remain he's still the same. And my gold tooth, he ride around on dirty blocks. Push your old school Chevy and he told a 40 Glock. And that gold tooth, he wanna make it to the top, but he don't stop to realize that he the reason why he not. My gold tooth, he whipping the wheels, stacking the stacks and he packing the steel. He get mad if you slack on the deal. You get slammed on your back like Shaquille O'Neal, dropping them dimes, pennies consigned. You get wiped out the prince, but the sign of the times already shine. Like my gold tooth, scared of bourgeois. Got tattoos like two Tupacs. Credit card frauds, got 2 cars. Move so much, Kenny got 2 scars. Money in the power brought 2 broads. He my best friend, he like 2 dogs. How you mad, cause you flawed. My go-to, y'all. My go-to, man, he speak his own slang. When he talk to older folk, they don't know what the fuck he's saying. Plus that gold tooth, like everything real loud. If it's music or it's smoke, you can feel him in the crowd.
Okay, the gold glint with a 2-chip, ain't nothing new to them. Nose flicks, he got a quick wrist and a tight fist. Or on the necks of the streets where the cash live, and that cash flow from the mad snow be coating the edges of your nostrils. You ain't know his name, but you know the game. Come with a new life and a bit of fame. Chain tucked under his chin is the same gold too as the tooth behind hooth behind his lips. If you hear the clink and the clank of his chain, you better fucking leave or you better buy a fit. And if you show up short, you're gonna part with a hand. And if you fuck up twice, you're gonna leave in a van. Cause his gold tooth's only seen when he smiles, and he only grins when he's dropping down a man.
That's my gold tooth, man, he never gon' change. But he my gold tooth, so we still gang. That's my gold tooth, man, he never gon' change. But he my gold tooth, so we still gang.
Okay, like don't forget he's shaking character. Exoskeleton stay littered with the power of the streets inside your mind where he stay pictured. Cause his habitat is thriving. All these mini-me's be miming, trying to be like Goldfang Bandit. Kappa Tree is super blinding. I mean, stolen tactics, feeling haptics on the corner blocks where G's get shot for peddling minor things like pot. Remember where the illusion started? No evil, we stay lethargic. Go deep out right into flesh and bury you down in the garden.
That's my go-to, man, he never gon' change, but he my go-to, so we still gang. That's my go-to, man, he never gon' change, but he my go-to, so we still gang.
Go-to, man, it makes you want to pop out the fronts, man. Shout out to BA, Skritter, and Domain, produced by Tap Daddy Beats. Man, this one is a fan favorite of sorts. You could really tell that the first thing, I wanted to kind of like, I think the first thing that comes to your attention is how phenomenal, the transition is between that last track and this first track. You should run that back. You can't quite catch that the way I broke it up, but it's there. And this is one of those beats that might not stand out to everyone immediately if they only heard it as an instrumental. But often those are some of the best beats, right? Like, people tend to not realize that a lot of great beats are fairly minimalistic and perfectly incomplete on purpose. So the vocals become a required instrument to complete the beats. And with beats like this, the next question becomes, okay, well, how well did the vocalist maximize the potential of the beat? And did they take it as far as they could go? And I have to say, I feel like this is a great example of maximizing the beat. I'm not sure how much more you could do to it, right? It's definitely maxed out. So this is one of those ones that has grown on me the most as I listen to this project. And it becomes better and better the more you hear it. I feel like the slow industrial pace and aesthetic is something very different from what we've been hearing so far. It's actually extremely challenging for a lot of rappers to sound good over a beat this slow. I don't know how you guys feel in the chat. I really like the pulsating synth bass, front and center, that adds a lot of bounce and character to the beat. It's a great match with this kind of drawn out gutter vocals that we're getting from BA Skritter for the hook. I feel like it's the kind of hook you can easily get stuck in your head. Also, nice little keyboard accents that play around the word gold during the hook. It's a really nice touch. This is the maybe my favorite Skritter feature on his tape, if I'm going to be honest with you. And there's some good ones on here too. I think it might be my favorite. It's showing what makes him unique and really optimizing those unique elements, right? As far as like a vocal performance and subject matter in particular, nothing else on this tape is approaching that. Really nice distorted vocal overdubs here. That Sign of the Times line is really nice. That probably goes over the head of a lot of listeners. That's a Prince reference. Cool eerie synth that creeps in halfway through the verse. That layer was needed. And we get a couple of verses from Domain following right up after that. He matches the cadence and drawn out delivery of the track well. He seems right at home over this kind of production. Nice ad-libs featured. And that second verse by Domain almost feels like a different artist, like very different flow with the weird and cool vocal effects to start things off. I feel like that was extremely successful. Cool cadence almost reminds me of like how the Grouch delivers a lot of lines, even though the voice is quite different. I don't know if anyone's familiar with the Grouch from Living Legends crew. And this is the only track that's really about storytelling on the project. That's a cornerstone of hip-hop, man. So I think that's critical. And then I like how you guys do the ride out, another good example. Dope ass keyboard layer added to the end for some bonus melody. I thought that was great. So, fucking with it, man. All right, we got two more left. We're down to the nitty gritty, man. So here we go with Checkmate. This is probably the next biggest posse track. So tell me who killed this one.
First of all, the word mystery means unknown, and the game of chess is like life. So in reality, there is no mysteries to chess. It's just to those who understand life. Now, when you look at a game of chess, the one play offensive, defensive, and the other play defensive, offensive. We the defensive pieces, because we the dark side of the board, so we always got to watch out.
The way that I've been feeling, I'm really finna be heated. People say they needed Jesus, only call them when they need him. Give they money to parties, they don't even really believe. Instead of feeding homeless people in the streets that really need it, then they plan another season of jealousy and deceit. And there's no pleasing, no reason that makes you question the meaning. They slowly feasting off your bed like the leeches. They got you bleeding till the day they come out breathing. I'm fighting for the mistreated.
Jesus said it best, I passed the class and plus I slayed the test. Jumping motherfuckers like it's checkers, but we playing chess. Calculated movements when maneuvering through them. Sounding convoluted, but there's only room for improvement. A truant, don't need to go to school to be an honest student. Do it like a Nike swoosh and tell my dollars fluid. In different types of legal tender, take the rules and bend them. Dropping Jews on all you fools and making sure that you remember them.
See the spout, trip about, dribble orange on the court till the moon trickle out. I know you see me living, but that is just a figment of all of your perceptions from the words that I be spitting. Cause alone lately, I like it that way. The only time I'm not is when my girl is up in my space. I'm just floating, weed has been too potent, so alcohol and nicotine is my choice of poison. Making appointments with my consciousness, sleeping in the other worlds, wake up, drop this shit. Seeing different lights from behind both of my eyelids. The limitless of me gets me so damn excited. A true explorer, catalog the humans from behind some fresh made ruins. Truancy ain't new to me, I'm older than my body be. I need zero in this bitch to fucking acknowledge me. I know I'm everything I ought to be. Chaotic energy, a neutral attitude. You can never be, but I am absolute. Yeah, I am the fruit, can see it in my labor. The ethic of a Protestant, but I ain't even vapor. Put the shit into max and hop in overdrive. I'ma pass the moon and go for another solar dive. Yeah, let me tell you how I really feel. Sometimes I feel like I don't know what's really real. Trying to cop a feel, but then I got a real. Cause this is not a drill, and if I'm tripping still, then I hope I heal within a blossom field. That don't work, then I'ma let my problems deal. Yeah, I'm the type to let the truth lie. Ignorance is confidence, hearing where the proof dies. Keep my eyes focused as I breathe slow. McFly gave me a shot, and this is free throat, nigga.
I just wanna know when will it get better. Fighting in the struggle, living life to the letter. I don't wanna be defensive forever, so act and release the pressure.
Watch out for my crew on the track. They got my back, no more defensive maneuvers. We're moving through to attack. Feel your senses get neutered if you refuse to step back. Seems like your senses intruders, if that's the best you can rap. I'm feeling reckless, checklist, 24 carats on my necklace. Cubist stones on all my bros, and yeah, they speckless. Sadness, breathless, this is the way we left it. Murder the beat, that's just the bullet on the checklist. Whole group hot, ride the beat like we stole it. No, you got time, but put nothing in motion. I'm working non-stop, looking for a drop top, hoping that my vibe stop before I see a bomb drop. Got guap, but it's locked up in pop stocks. More potential to pop off than pop rocks. Pop star, when I hot box and soft top, non-stop clocking, so I took my watch off.
Show's reputation and nationless is the begging with the I escape my city. You're dwelling in head on 60, so I wrote letters, cover lines, whoever finds what I wrote. I hope you shine in 2 times, cause time changes everything. I'm facing adversity, not living perfectly. Don't know my purpose of failing, it keeps me humble. See, sink a gold chain, the honey like I'm a bumblebee. Future got some troubles, I hustle to solve the puzzle. Say, scribble on some paper and pray that this is my life someday. Demonstrate my skills, okay? Entertain and generate, educate and indicate the difference on my itinerary. You came from the cityscape, I lived in cyberspace. One day crashed and fell from what is our space. Hours, days, and weeks away, I lay awake frequently, dreaming of the time I'm killing it on the TV screen. Ay.
I wish that I could show you, but for now I'm only telling you some shit you didn't know to fucking catch 22. When you're writing all your fears till your eyes well up in tears, you tell yourself, no, you know that this the album of the year, and you drop it to the sound of crickets falling on deaf ears, and you just want a critic, damn, at least someone to hear. The world is on my shoulders where I'm carrying this chip, and it's bearing down on me and it's tearing me to bits, but my mama never raised me to be a bitch or quit, so it's Big Skrit, dog, now back on this bullshit. If you wanna test me, then just test me or get out the way, but if you wanna test, I hope you brought your time. Conderoga, I'll be rocking microphones until the world is over. If you want it, come and get it, but I clutch it like a cobra. Never was a gangster, but I told it like this, with my shit cocked sideways, biting my bottom lip. Pop, 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 while I'm emptying the clip, then wear a t-shirt with your picture and your name saying Brit.
Bitch. That's what I would have said at the end. I would have added the word bitch. Checkmate. Let's see. We got Jesse Wildman, DeLorean, McFly, Domain, Deza, Definite Footsteps, Occlude, Substance P, and B.A. Skritter. I think that's the wrong order, but I believe that's who's all up on that thing. And DeLorean McFly also on the beat. Double threatening it. Don't forgetting it. All right, so this is like the mixtape all-stars for this project. 5 of you guys have been featured on like multiple tracks, I feel like. But I also remember this being one of the very first tracks everyone was hopping on for this project. Correct me if I'm wrong. This might have been the one to really help kick things off, right? Get that momentum going for the project. Previously known as Woo Horns, as mentioned in the chat. And I like that chess sampled intro. I thought that was a very wise move. Even with all these artists on there, you might say, let's not add to the length of the track, but that was nice. Very on brand. We haven't reviewed anything from DeLorean McFly yet, which is tragic. Shout out for making that beat. I mean, this just screams like classic hip-hop, right? There's a reason Woo Horns might have been the name for quite a minute. Epic horn-based sample. I like the distortion effect DeLorean uses on his verse, and pairing that with the change in drums creates a nice effect. You got bars and flow, man, for sure. And I like the rhyme schemes you are using towards the end, especially. I also don't believe we reviewed anything from Definite Footsteps yet. You got some strong rhyme schemes, man, and you come with a strong energy. That's very noticeable. Who do you think took it? Does anyone take the track? Is that even fair to say? You know, I think it's between maybe B.A. Skritter and Deza, in my opinion. They both killed it. I could be wrong. McFly's right there, too. I love the MC ability on display from Deza. Nice vocabulary use that stood out. Some well-written lines in there. Everybody else killed it like they did on the mixtape as well. Just trying to give some shine to people who haven't got the propers yet. So, yeah, man. We get into our final track, y'all. Shit. All right, here we go. So I guess, you know, we've been talking about the ride out, so the project itself needs a ride out as well. So let's do it to them. Here we go with Luna.
Yeah. Rafi Sxyz, size open. Swooty. Yeah. I remember sitting center of the backseat, past the spliff, maxing, cooling on some relaxing shit. Back when streaming was just flowing on the semen, blowing O's, you should have seen him. Acting honey so appealing on guard, man, that's the feeling often. Yo, I be dreaming of better days and getaways, mental highly elevate. Cut a swisher, crumble crystal, homie, now let's celebrate. That was all before, I'm highly stressing over resumes. Now I gotta hustle, bring the bundles, daily struggle. Wifey had a baby boy, and now all my homies, uncles, we just strive to be examples, so my son avoid the trouble. Cause his daddy fucked around the block and won too many scuffles. It's the circle of life, we just trying to live right. Seen plenty of my brothers fall and choose the path of the night. Now they running and they thieving, bro, with no end in sight. Wish I held them close and shared with them their pain and their strife. But I gotta handle mine, no promise of ample time. My baby and her baby and my moms need me to climb. So I fight to the death of me and channel the divine. And I pray to God that happiness is in his great design. Sometimes I sit and think back about the younger me who spent his days in deep discovery before pursuit of luxury. Hit rewind for the simpler times. Not a care in the world, shit was truly sublime. To say less, to say less, to say less.
Care in the world, shit was truly sublime.
Cradle to the grave, grinding till the end, the feelings hit me better. Cause life has belted me, using leather that never weather. But I never weather, so we duke it out. Shit, I'm duking out, ducking clowns and doping up or digging down. They say a quarter century is when you find what life is meant to be. But I ain't get it, caught it like a centipede. Help me please, I was screaming cause these bootlicking niggas getting awfully close. The devil is alive, but demons fly low. And if they're not in it, then they are outer. And out here, they fly with rope designed to get yourself to choke. So we duke it out, shit, I'm duking out. Walls of cops are all around, hoping that we make a fist. Middle fingers up, that's a fist with a twist. Independent on the sitch, I got a fist with a piece. Lying to yourself, thinking that we live in peace. Prior to burning crosses, they were burning people. Come around here with your spirit active, people. I'ma have to get you right or kick you out. I'll see about it. Say less, say less, say less, say less. Two-tone, the part of me telling me don't move on. So
for a minute too long. Right now my conscience ain't feeling too bad, but maybe in a minute and I'm gonna flat back. She want $1 but I'm fancy playing catch. Trying to hit my line, she won't get a quarterback. That's just how it goes, doing something you regret. Promising you down when I'm sad, triple hit. I guess I can't blame you for all of my stress, but baby, was that really what you called your best? Was that really what you called your best? Or you just lying, moving on to the next? Kinda got some doubt that you tried your best, but you're out of my mind, it don't matter now, I guess.
And that's it, man. So, hey, Luna by eyzopn, Rafi Sxyz, and shuoshuo, produced by Sleeper. This might be the most creative beat on the entire project. You get that trappy, trippy Zap and Roger type vocal distortion built right into the beat. I don't know how else to describe that. I like the creative percussion. eyzopn starts off with, you know, kind of the looking back, rewind, reflection type subject matter. Strong verse as always. Then we get this fantastic break and beat change that makes for a great lead into Rafi Sxyz's verse. You got a fun energy that matches the beat really well, man. Hard to put a finger on it. Sometimes the intangibles are the best. I like the repetitions of the say less line that you start and end with. Also quality vocal layering for your overdubs, strong overdubs. And then we get to some like auto-tune harmonizing towards the end on the final artist. Is that coming from Deza? Who's that coming from? Someone put me up. It might be the best auto-tune harmonizing for this whole entire project. It's definitely a contender. It just works so well with the cool vocal layers that are already kind of built into the beat. Almost sounds like a chorus of people towards the beginning of that last verse. I also like the horn sample accent that's mixed in during some of the transitions. Small details like that can make a big difference, man. And then the track just abruptly ends, like, fuck you. That's it. Run it back. We out this bitch. Man, I guess that kind of is how we're doing with this whole broadcast too, because that was it, y'all. So that's it. You know, I want to thank you all for tuning in. It's probably good to stop it around here. I was getting kind of drunk. It's been an honor reviewing everyone's work. Everyone on here is criminally underrated. I wouldn't be surprised if someone blows up at some point. You can continue to send submissions for future shows to rapfredrogers@gmail.com. Hit me up on Twitter @rapfredrogers. We're starting a Discord, so feel free to slide through. Maybe I'll try to drop the invite for that. We should try to network up all these other Discords. I feel like for me, this process showed me what the Discord can do. I need to get in on some of these other communities. Here's the one we're starting to get going to kind of emulate a similar kind of vibe. And going forwards, you know, we'll get back to kind of like giving feedback to artists who are developing and attempting to level up and collaborate. But also, probably by the end of the season, since this was our first season, first episode of the season, and post-Trump, fuck that chump, you know, we're thinking about doing either a history of rap run through or a history of Southern rap specifically. So if any of y'all are interested in that, I'll put some I'll start making some show notes for that. Drop a little comment or something later on. Let me know. You know, try to make it educational. So yeah, let's get it in for the next one, man. People don't know how many amazing tracks did not make this project. I'm wondering if the next project, which is tentatively titled Side B, might even be more fire. It's possible, dude. Y'all gonna be surprised. You know, this took about 6 months to come out. It wasn't easy, but watch and wait. We might have to run this one back, man. I don't know how you feel. Thank everyone for listening and commenting too. So that's about it, man. I'm about to dip out of here, get my burrito on. So yeah, thank you for all you guys, man. All right, cool. And there you have it. All right, run this shit back. Don't be a